The HAL Tejas is an Indian single-engine multi-role light fighter designed by the Aeronautical Development Agency (ADA) in collaboration with Aircraft Research and Design Centre (ARDC) of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL) for the Indian Air Force and Indian Navy. It came from the Light Combat Aircraft (LCA) program, which began in the 1980s to replace India's aging MiG-21 fighters. In 2003, the LCA was officially named Tejas. Tejas has a tailless compound delta wing configuration with a single vertical stabilizer. This provides better high-alpha performance characteristics than conventional wing designs. Its wing root leading edge has a sweep of 50 degrees, the outer wing leading edge has a sweep of 62.5 degrees, and trailing edge has a forward sweep of 4 degrees. It integrates technologies such as relaxed static stability, fly-by-wire flight control system, multi-mode radar, integrated digital avionics system, and composite material structures. It is the smallest and lightest in its class of contemporary supersonic combat aircraft. The Tejas is the second supersonic fighter developed by HAL. After the HAL HF-24 Merit, production of the Tejas Mark I for the Indian Air Force (IAF) began in 2016. The IAF plans to procure 324 aircraft in all three variants, Mark I, Mark 1A and Mark II. The first Tejas IAF unit, number 45 Squadron IAF Flying Daggers, was formed on 1 July 2016, with 2 aircraft. As of 2016, indigenous content in the Tejas Mark I was 59.7% by value and 75.5% by number of line replaceable units. The first batch of 40 Mark I aircraft consists of 16 initial operational clearance (IOC) standard aircraft that were delivered in early 2019. The IAF will also receive 8 Tejas twin-seat trainer aircraft. The IAF has placed an order for an additional 83 aircraft, which are to be delivered in the upgraded Mark 1A standard. The Tejas Mark II is expected to be ready for series production by 2026-27. That aircraft is not a new machine. The project roots are started from 1969. The HAL completed design studies for the new tactical air support aircraft in 1975, but the project fell through due to the inability to procure the selected proven engine. In 1983, Government of India established the LCA project with the initial goal to replace the aging IAF fighters. By early 1990s and 1984, the Government of India established Aeronautical Development Agency (ADA) to manage the LCA program. The IAF's ASR for the LCA were not finalized until October 1985. This delay caused uncertainty in the original schedule, which called for first flight in April 1990 and service entry in 1995. In October 1987, India got design of Mirage 2000 aircraft from France's Dassault Brigade Company. In 1989, a review committee was formed to study the feasibility of LCA program, which recommended that the project could be undertaken by mid-2002. The MMR had reportedly suffered major delays and cost escalations. By early 2005, only the air-to-air look-up and look-down modes, 2 basic modes, were confirmed to have been successfully tested. In May 2006, it was revealed that the performance of several modes being tested fell short of expectations due to its grave design, performance, and safety issues. Indian Air Force leadership did not feel confident enough to deploy a single Tejas fighter jet with any of its variants during IAF's botched Balakot strike mission on 26 February 2019. Primarily due to the Tejas aircraft suffering basic design flaws that have not been dealt with by its manufacturer, the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL). Despite working on numerous Tejas prototypes for more than 35 years, consistently suffering the issue of 60% of Tejas aircraft being grounded at all times. The second reason for resentment among upper echelons of the Indian Air Force is the unusually long delivery time for the ordered aircraft, with the first Mk-1A aircraft to be delivered for induction after 3 years, that is not before 2024, with the rest being supplied by 2030. That is again if HAL is able to keep up with the production schedule, which does not reflect the delay-stricken bureaucratic culture prevalent at the aircraft manufacturer, amply displayed with the 35-year history of the LCA development program. 40 of the Indian Air Force frontline Tejas fighters that have so far been inducted by the Indian Air Force are facing critical issues, such as shortfalls in meeting the engine thrust and other parameters, such as weight of the aircraft, less fuel capacity, poor pilot protection from front against 7.62mm bullets, due to which 60% of Tejas continually stand grounded. There are problems with the fuselage, with cracks being detected in the lower fairing skin. This is an area that is most affected by G or gravity-related pressures. It is due to these grave design, performance and safety issues that Indian Air Force leadership did not feel confident enough to deploy a single Tejas fighter jet with any of its variants during IF's botched Balakot strike mission on 26 February 2019. And none of the Tejas aircraft at the disposal of IF were scrambled the next day during Pakistan's Air Force's Operation Swift Retort that surprised IF's top leadership with the operational professionalism and air combat skill displayed by PAF strike package that bombed Indian Army Brigade headquarters at Poonch, Indian Army Brigade headquarters at Rajouri, and Indian Army Narian forward support depots. Originally, the aircraft was designed to replace one of India's principal fighter jets, with more than 1,200 MiG fighters inducted by the Indian Air Force. However, as of 2019, only 113 MiG-21s are known to be in operation in the IF, and the troubled Tejas fight jet development has miserably failed at replacing the aging MiG-21s that have also been plagued by safety problems since 1970. More than 170 Indian pilots and 40 civilians have been killed in MiG-21 accidents alone. At least 14 MiG-21s have crashed between 2010 and 2013. And over half of the 840 aircraft built between 1966 and 1984 were lost to crashes. The LCA remains a high-risk project. All too often glitches occur in development of the fly-by-wire FCS. DRDO designed Tejas canopy electrical system is malfunctioning. This is also the case in the Tejas Mk1A and the dual-seater Tejas. This is a potential danger as it makes ejection by the pilot, in case of it being required, either making difficult or almost impossible. In a few instances, critical errors made the co-pilots eject on their own, endangering the pilot's life. HAL and DRDO have in turn blamed Indian Air Force and its poor training standards for the issues. As per some sources, Tejas aircraft also suffers from serious safety issues, and these issues have reached such a serious level of concern for the manufacturers of the aircraft that in the latter half of 2012, the Tejas was grounded for over 3 months by HAL itself due to a serious safety issue, which arose with the introduction of a new pilot's helmet, which protruded above the ejection seat. The concern was that during an ejection, the helmet would strike the canopy before the canopy was released. These locally produced systems are increasingly proving to be functional failures, pushing the Indian Armed Forces leadership towards demanding foreign-produced defense systems. There are also problems with the Tejas fighter jet fuselage, with cracks being detected in the lower fairing skin. There have been cracks in the strake areas, which could be in the fuselage or wings. A strake is a strengthening device, and again, this could be because of stress during flying. Indian aviation experts have attributed these flaws in the made in India production of Tejas light combat aircraft to inefficient and corrupt bureaucrats in India. In May 2015, Tejas aircraft was even publicly criticized by the Controller and Auditor General of India for major faults, such as a lack of a capable tandem-seated trainer aircraft, lack of electronic warfare capabilities, performance shortcomings of radar warning receiver or missile approach warning system, weight and cost increases, limited internal fuel capacity, non-compliance of fuel system protection, inadequate forward-facing pilot protection, performance shortfalls due to underpowered engine and overweight devices used with the radar. It was due to such basic design flaws in the development of Tejas fighter jets that the Indian Navy refused to succumb to the pressure by India's right-wing government to reject Tejas as a potential multi-role aircraft flying with the Indian Navy. This rejection proved heavily embarrassing for the propaganda-focused Modi regime that had hoped to use the induction of Tejas fighter jets into the Indian Navy as a way to project India's military-industrial capability to the world, accepting the reality of low-quality Indian production of military systems. Indian Navy chose instead to look for 57 of any foreign naval carrier-based multi-role fighter aircraft to escape from having to induct those made in India.